In the last video, we followed the physical line carrying your internet connection all the way to your house. Now that raw signal has arrived, and it needs to become something your devices can actually use. That's the modem's job. But here's the part almost nobody explains clearly. The box your provider gave you is very likely doing a second, completely different job at the same time. And understanding that distinction changes how you think about your whole home network. A modem's job is translation, and only translation. It takes the raw signal arriving over your coax, fiber, or DSL line, whichever type part 1 covered, and converts it into a standardized format that networking equipment can work with. The term modem actually comes from modulator-demodulator, describing this back and forth translation process between the raw signal type and usable digital data. That's it. That's the entire job. A modem on its own doesn't create a Wi-Fi network, doesn't manage multiple devices, and doesn't really make any decisions. It's a translator, nothing more. A router's job is a completely different set of responsibilities. Once it receives that standardized connection from the modem, the router is responsible for creating your actual home network, deciding how data moves between your devices and the internet, assigning each device on your network its own local address, and critically broadcasting that connection wirelessly as Wi-Fi. In other words, the modem gets you connected to the internet at all. The router is what turns that single connection into an entire usable home network, shared across every device you own. Now here's the thing that trips almost everyone up. Even though these are two distinct jobs, most internet providers hand you a single physical device that does both, often called a gateway. It's a modem and a router combined into one box, sometimes with a firewall thrown in too. This is genuinely convenient, one box, one setup, one thing to plug in, but it also means the quality of your Wi-Fi is entirely dependent on however good or mediocre the router half of that combined device happens to be. Providers are generally very focused on the modem half working reliably, since that's what actually gets you online at all, but the Wi-Fi performance of the router half varies a lot. This is exactly the pain point a lot of people run into as they add more devices to their home, streaming devices, smart home gadgets, security cameras. And the Wi-Fi side of that combined box starts to struggle, even though the internet connection itself, the modem side, is working completely fine. Because these are genuinely two separate jobs, it's entirely possible to separate them again. Most ISP gateways support something called bridge mode, a setting that tells the box to stop trying to be a router and just act as a plain modem, passing the connection straight through. Once that's on, you can connect your own separate router or a mesh Wi-Fi system made up of multiple connected access points, and let that dedicated device handle the Wi-Fi and network management instead. Since that device's entire purpose is Wi-Fi, it's often meaningfully better at the job, especially in homes with a lot of connected devices. We actually covered this exact fix and when it's worth considering in a previous video. I'll link it below. So now you know the real distinction. A modem translates your connection, a router turns it into an actual network, and most of the time, both jobs are quietly happening inside the exact same box. In the next video, we'll go past the router entirely and get into how Wi-Fi itself actually works, the radio waves, frequencies, and mechanics behind that wireless signal reaching every device in your home. Subscribe so you don't miss the final part.